So translating requirements. You mentioned that sometimes the requirements are not very clear, or you don't know the full picture or the big picture of a feature, and it's hard to estimate. It's hard to even start, right? Where should we start? So the thing is that I probably never seen a very clear requirement ever, right? And that's part of our job as developers. We're not here just to get a perfect requirement and translate it into code, right? Or if that was the requirement, we are going to very soon be replaced by AI. If you have
Yes.
a very clear requirement, then AI can do the software for
Yeah.
you, right? Translate that into code. So being a software developer is much more than just writing code. It's actually being part of this translation of requirements, because you have much more expertise than probably a non-technical person. For example, a common example I see is you get a requirement and they never handle like errors. Like, what if this request fails? What if the server is unavailable? Like, what is the fallback strategy here? Like, should we cache stuff? Like, these are the technical expertise that you can bring to the table that makes your job even more valuable, right? If you see your job not just at translating code, but requirements into code, but actually being actively part of fulfilling the business needs, developing the features in general, like even sitting down with the requirements, with the business analysts, with the product owners, with the stakeholders, with the customers, and figuring it out, right? It's part of the job. And this requires good communication, right? Which is the point too you mentioned.
Yeah, that's key. Like discussions, actual, like literally discussions. Like try to understand more of what is needed. And perhaps they don't even know. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's yeah.
Sometimes.
Like,
Absolutely. So there are techniques you can do. Like, let's say there's a requirement that you cannot get from your clients, from your stakeholders, what they want. What you can do is like create a very quick prototype and show them, is this like in the right direction? And they might say, no, that's absolutely wrong. That's not what we want. But now, okay, so what is wrong about it? You have something more concrete to talk about rather than just sitting down with text requirements. Maybe create a quick prototype, like 2 hours. Just put a bunch of Swift UI views together, no tests, no clean code, just make it work. Like just fake some network requests, like no backend, as quick as possible. You create some prototypes, and Swift UI is pretty good for that. Or even if you're not using Swift UI or using storyboards, you can very quickly create prototypes. And then you have something more concrete to talk about.